So I'm in New York. It's good to be back for a little update. You might think it's Paris from what's in the background, but this is actually in the center of Manhattan. Let me give you a little look around. Very, very busy place, New York. Wonderful, wonderful city, obviously. But it's Climate Week. It's New York Climate Week. And the events just vary so much. That's why I've just stopped to shoot the video. You know, 1 minute you're at the International Conference for Sustainable Development, where I'm speaking tomorrow about blockchain for SDG finance. For those who don't know, the SDGs are the Sustainable Development Goals. But then tonight I was, you know, with those I feel more kinship to activists. You know, in the US it's very litigious. There's lawsuits happening all over the place around environmental issues, suing the government, suing ExxonMobil. It's incredible, but many really interesting people. 350.org, you know, obviously huge campaigns everywhere. But one of the organizations that's struck me is Mashable. And they're sort of, I suppose they're a bit like The Guardian. They have this amazing sort of position on climate change, and they're not scared to talk about it. But I was at a debate just now in a lovely gallery in downtown Manhattan, and you know, it's very serious. These people feel very up against it here in New York because of the political environment and everything else, and it really highlights to me the role of the ACT platform and the role of cryptocurrency-based financing for the activist sector, for those who, you know, want to make the state accountable and want to drive change. Now, one of the things that I see in the very sort of, you know, mainstream or the traditional sector, and I've been to the sort of UN conference on social good and met a lot of the people there, but one of the things that struck me that I disagree with is that they all seem to be looking at the money and saying, yes, if they did this, or they need to move, or they need to fund this, and so on. I disagree. I think that, you know, that's a very old mentality, and it doesn't factor in the technologies that we have and what they allow. And those are seen in the ACT platform, where we can aggregate micropayments from everybody, from millions of people, from potentially billions of people. And by aggregating those funds, we can finance initiatives that will drive change faster. Not small, meaningless amounts, you know, at scales that are unparalleled to what the UN can do, what these big foundations can do. You know, Rockefeller, MasterCard, Hewlett-Packard, all these guys that everybody relies in within this circle of United Nations and everything else. There's another answer now, and that is the open sector. That is everybody on a platform, funded frictionlessly through decentralization, through autonomous organization, decentralized autonomous organization. That's where we're going, and that's what we're going to make happen. And it's good to make this recording from New York. I'm pleased to be here. It's going to be a busy week, a lot of meetings. We're doing a little sort of special meetup where we'll meet some of the contributors and participants in our pre-ICO, and so it'll be nice to meet them. And sorry, I'm being invaded by a little dog. That's right. And so that'll be good. We're going to do that as well. And yeah, I'll report back if there's anything of interest. But that's the thought for this evening. When you're shooting something on a camera in America, people think you must be a TV star or something. Somebody waving in the background. Over and out. Bye.